Good afternoon, Sonia. Am I audible?
Sam.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I asked to Sonika ma'am only.
Yes,
Please.
sir. Yes, sir. हाँ जी, हाँ जी, हाँ
Sonika
जी,
ma'am,
perfectly audible.
should we start? Okay, thank you. Good afternoon to all present here. Please switch off, mute your mic, please.
बच्चे लोग अपना माइक ऑफ करें.
Mute your as well as cameras of your devices, please. Very good afternoon to all of you present here. Today,
Hello, Sonika.
हाँ जी, कुल जी.
Just 5-7 minutes for me, please.
Hello,
Okay,
may I
okay, we can
speak?
complete 5 minutes. No problem.
No
Okay.
problem. No problem.
please, Sonika ma'am.
गुम्बर सर, मेरे को लगता है शायद हम 2-3 मिनट बाद स्टार्ट करें तो ज्यादा बढ़िया है. मैम ने 5 मिनट्स मांगे हैं.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
start
ma'am.
after 5 minutes.
Okay, okay. Right, ma'am. Right.
हाँ जी कुलजीत,
Hello,
are you ready
Sonika.
now?
Actually, I'm ready. Otherwise, no problem. But the file that I'm trying to transfer, it's not happening. You can like start and wait for some time. Then, if it doesn't happen with that,
Okay, you try to do that thing. कोई बात नहीं. We'll wait.
okay.
ठीक है?
Okay.
हाँ. गुम्बर सर, तब तक हम फॉर्मली शुरू करवा देते हैं, राइट? उसके बाद जरूरत पड़ी तो we will wait, right?
जी मैम. ओके मैम. Once again, a very good afternoon to all present here. Today, we all are here on the Google Meet platform to attend a webinar on the very interesting topic, that is artificial intelligence. Are we winning or losing? As the name of the webinar topic reflects, that this is very much relevant to all of us by some means, because these days we are living in the artificial intelligence era. We are living in the 5th generation of the computers. We are very much feeling proud and honored to have Dr. Kuljeet Kaur Chahal with us as a resource person for this webinar. For the formal welcome and brief intro of the resource, I would like to invite Sonika Narang, HOD, Dr. Sonika Narang, HOD Computer Science Department. But before that, just a few instructions for the participants. As you all are very sincere students, I request to all of you, please mute your device audios as well as turn off your device cameras throughout the session. In case of any queries, you can send your queries via the chat box. We will try to get the answers at the end of the webinar. Now, I request our head of the department, Sonika Narang ma'am, to introduce and for the further proceedings, please. Sonika ma'am, please.
Thank you. So, good afternoon, students. Today we are here for a webinar on artificial intelligence. Are we winning or losing? And it's my privilege to introduce Dr. Kuljeet Kaur Chahal as the resource person for today's event. So Dr. Kuljeet Kaur Chahal, she is presently working as Associate Professor in the Department of Computer Science, Guru Nanak Dev University. She joined this university service in 2004, and I think she was also she's teaching since 1996. She obtained her PhD degree in computer science in 2011, and she supervised a UGC major research project from 2012 to 15, and she is presently co-supervising another UGC funded major research project under RUSA scheme. Students, maybe you are not aware of this thing. Let me tell you, these UGC projects are very prestigious, and it's very difficult to obtain one UGC, or these grants are given only to the very capable candidates. And no doubt about that, Dr. Kuljeet is a very capable person, right? And she has also availed research and travel scholarships from IBM Research Fund, Google, SERC, UGC, MHRD, India, right? Her research interest lies in open source software, distributed computing, and computer education. She is researching in these areas. She is a post professor, POSSE. I think it has it is something related with open source software. And she got trained for this at a university in Italy. So you can see how learned she is. As a research supervisor, she has guided 5 PhD students for the successful completion of their PhD thesis, and she is presently working with 6 research students for their PhD. And her research contributions include almost 150 papers in the form of national and international conference workshop presentations, journal papers, or invited talks. And that's quite a good number, let me tell you. She was program co-chair for the prestigious OpenSem 2021 conference, which was held in September 2021. And she organized a GYAN program on open source software in Feb 22. I was a participant of this program, and it was very good program. She did this program in collaboration with Professor Gregorio, Gregorio Robles from Spain. So she is working nationally as well as internationally, right? This was her professional biodata. Now let me share something personal also. Today it's very difficult to ask formally as Dr. Kulji, as we are very good friends. We did our MCA together from GNU Amritsar. She was my batchmate, my hostel mate, and a very good friend. And I know her for the last almost 30 years, more than 30 years in fact. She was and is hardworking and sincere in everything she does, right? Whenever I visit her, no, I always came back inspired. कि अब पता नहीं मैंने क्या कर देना है. Or I succeed or not, that is a separate issue. So, Dr. Kulji, on behalf of all the students and staff of the Computer Department, DAV College, Abohar, I formally welcome you for this webinar, and I know that we are going to gain a lot. Arshdeep, please mute yourself. Yes. I have attended a few sessions by Dr. Kuljit, and these are always very interactive and interesting. So now, Kuljit ma'am, are you ready now?
Yes.
Okay, so now I will hand over the mic and this meet to Dr. Kuljit. Ma'am, this meet is yours now. You can start.
Okay, thank you so much for the introduction, formal introduction as well as informal introduction by Sonika. So it's an honor to be available to some audience like for learning new concepts, and it's not that like we are presenting something, we are expert on that, but many times like there are so many opportunities to learn in these interactions. So I'm to our interaction with the students, and I hope there are some faculty members as well in this audience. So our topic as it has been shared with you. So as it has been shared with you that we have this the topic that we have taken, it is about artificial intelligence. So I would like to make it as much interesting as I could. So the topic that we have for the discussion in this afternoon, it is artificial intelligence. Are we winning or are we losing? So you might be having this question that what do we mean by this? Are we winning or are we losing? I think when we are talking more about this, things will become more clear. So the first question for the audience, it is who is not on, and I hope you are able to guess what I mean. And you can put your answers in the chat box. I have the chat box open before me. am I going to get any response to this? That I am not on so and so. And can you just let me know what this? Okay, this one fellow Sandeep Agarwal. Okay.
Ma'am, he is a faculty member.
Okay. So we can just imagine. I'm looking for responses from students as well. So it's interesting to know that Sandeep, you are not on Instagram. I don't know what the reason could be. Can you share the reason? Yes. Okay. So the reason is not worth sharing. Okay. So this is like he's not interested in Instagram. And probably the thing could be that sometimes we have not explored the platform, and there are so many things, or it could be that there are so many options. So you might have taken some other platform as an alternative to Instagram. If you have some other platform as an alternative to Instagram, you can share that as well. This is for Uday. So everyone is on Instagram, that I suppose most of us, if not everyone, most of us are on Instagram. So how that ability on a particular platform, how is it related to what we are doing here? So what we want to learn is that if you have some experience of Instagram, what we want to understand is that how the Instagram algorithm works, just a bit of that. So like we have a feed in Instagram. When we are on the Instagram platform, we are getting the content, and we call that, like you can say, the continuous flow of content, we call it a feed, right? And you are having like some posts in that feed. So how is it decided that this post will appear in your feed? Right, so there are algorithms behind this whole thing which are working, and this how to decide which post be shown to this particular user. So that information comes from several quarters. Like the first thing is information of the photo. So is this post information about the post? Is this a photo or a video? When was it posted? How many likes does it have? I mean, is it a viral or not a viral kind of post? Information about the person who has posted this post. So how interesting are they to you? I mean, are they having any kind of link in the form of a friend, like we have Instagram follower and those kind of things? So if there is no connection, then you might not get that post. Your activity, it is determining that the person who is viewing, who's feed, what kind of content the person is watching. Do you tend to watch a lot of videos? If you are not watching videos most often, you might not show in your video that could be put in your feed. Your interaction history, how active you are you just passively watching the content, or you are sometimes liking the content or commenting on the post? That also determines whether you will be shown a particular post or not. So based on all these different factors, and we have just mentioned 4 factors, but there could be many more factors. Depending upon that, every post score of interest is calculated, and depending upon that, depending upon the score, the posts are displayed in particular users' feeds. So whatever we are getting as content in our feed, it is not something which is coincident, right? That has all been it's all been played after following a particular procedure, after having made some decision in that whether this post should be shown or it should not be shown. So similarly, some other things that are taken into consideration is time spent. That means, are you going to spend time on the post? If you are spending time on a particular post, maybe a particular photo or a particular video, you might have experienced this, that you start getting similar kind of posts. So if you are watching, like you have spent some time on a video of a small, you will start getting all the videos related to small kids, right? If you have some time on watching a video of a particular actor, you will start getting all the videos corresponding to that actor. So time spent means, are you spending time on the kind of post? Depending upon that, you'll be shown that kind of content. Similarly, likes. How likely are you to like the post? So it is the algorithm is calculating some probability that this viewer, how likely this person is going to like this post. So should we show this post to this user or not? If we have some history of what kind of content that person likes, for example, there is a post related to sports or a post related to yoga. So if you are not watching this kind of content, you will not be shown this post. So similarly, comments, how likely are you to comment the post? How likely are you to save the post? And how likely are you to tap on the profile after seeing the post? So this all information is being collected by Instagram regarding its users, and it also collects information regarding the post and then tries to match the post with the users. So the more likely you are to take an action, for example, you're going to like this or you're going to put a comment, and the more heavily we weigh that action, I mean, what is the major criteria to decide, should we show this post to this user or not? If the criteria is just the time spent, we are putting most of the weight on time spent. If the user is going to spend time, we are going to show this to the user. So depending upon that, these two, you can say these are the two rules that the algorithm follows, then that post will be shown to the user. So we are just talking about the algorithm which is working behind the scene when we are busy just scrolling up the posts that we have in our Instagram feed, like you are watching reels or you are watching photos or whatever content you are exploring on Instagram. So then the question is that how can we relate this behavior of Instagram with artificial intelligence? I mean, that algorithm is intelligent enough that it is deciding what kind of content should be shown to the users. And can you imagine if that content is not interesting, users may just leave that platform. Like if I find that I'm not being shown interesting content, the content that doesn't match my interest, I may just leave the platform. And you have seen that how addicted we are to these kind of platforms. No doubt that is some kind of a story which we can also talk about, but that is not in the scope of our today's discussion. So the thing is that how these algorithms, how are they made so intelligent that they can just understand the interest of the user, and according to that it is looking for related posts and putting those posts in the feed of the users. So this means that there is something in this device, there is something in this algorithm which is for, you can say, for any amount of time. So the question is, can machines, how this algorithm have this kind of idea that how to engage a user, right? So can machines think? That is a big question. And this question came up many years ago, right? We will look into that also. That happened in around 1950s when somebody thought of that, can machines think? This was the question posed by a researcher, a scientist in 1950s. And you might have heard of that name. We'll come up to that also in the later slides. That was Alan Turing. You might have heard about this name in your curriculum or at some place. What is AI? You might have watched those English movies like what was I have just missed it. It was a very popular English movie starting with the T. I have just missed its name. Can somebody remind me what was that movie name?
Terminator.
Yeah. Thank you. Those movies we see this kind of action where we just thought that it's not like something is happening in the real world, it's happening just in the movies. But over the period of time, we have seen that this artificial intelligence, it is really like taking place in the real world. We have seen driverless vehicles are there, or voice automation is there. We are talking to our voice assistants like this Siri and all these kind of applications which are available nowadays. So if we look at AI, what is AI? So basically AI has three. Is the data set the first thing and the foremost thing. If there is no data set, nothing can work. So data set is the prerequisite for any computer program which makes use of artificial intelligence. Then you have learning algorithm, some algorithm which learn from that data. And then the prediction. So prediction could be just like simply what we have discussed so far, whether this post will be liked by the user or not. So this is a prediction. So algorithm will predict that whether if we show this post to the user, will the user like this post or not? Yes or no? So this kind of prediction is the last output of this algorithm, AI. So AI basically will try to give you some prediction. So you can say, suppose you are shown a picture of some animal. So you are supposed to identify whether this animal is a dog or a cat. The system like can predict this, whether the photo of a cat or a dog. So if you suppose you are searching in Google and your search string is cat, so Google should be intelligent enough that it shouldn't show the picture of a dog. So Google will search all the pictures that it has. It will apply some kind of algorithm which will suggest that there are thousands of pictures or hundreds of thousands of pictures. So out of all these pictures, which pictures belong to cats and which pictures belong to dogs. So when you are searching for cat, it will just show you all the pictures of cats only. So it is doing some kind of prediction at the end when we are executing a computer program which is making use of artificial intelligence. It depends upon some input, that is the data set. It processes the data set using some learning algorithm. It learns the pattern from data set that which picture I should call picture of a dog, which picture I should call picture of a cat. It will learn from the data set, and then accordingly at the end when it is asked that